Hello guys, the Teenage Gooner here, and welcome to a new video which will be a discussion about the game in Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. I was initially not planning on doing any video about this, but then in the 61st minute, Granit Xhaka got subbed off for Bukayo Saka, and a load of controversy went down. So we're going to be talking about it this video, and I'll be giving my view on it. So yeah, let's get into it. So it all started in the stadium, Emirates Stadium. You heard the name coming off number 34, Granit Xhaka, with number 34 in the red number, as if you're coming off. It started off with a load of sarcastic clapping, while Xhaka was throwing his captain's armband. And then Xhaka was walking as slow as possible to the sideline, and that sarcastic applause slowly turned into booing. And yeah, this is where it all began. Then when Xhaka got quite close to the touchline, he cupped his hands behind his ear as if to encourage the fans to do it louder. And they did just that. And then in the end, Xhaka shouted "fuck off" to the Arsenal fans, then took off his Arsenal shirt and walked down the tunnel. You see, the problem with this is basically everywhere. Firstly, the fans, that is a big no-no. You cannot boo your own player. It's a fact. You're not a true fan if you boo your own player. Boo the team after the game, but especially in the game, do not boo your own player when they have done nothing wrong. Worthy to point out that Xhaka hadn't actually played that bad in the game either. So, shows that Xhaka gets scapegoated, really. I mean, I can understand why the fans are a bit annoyed, because we're drawing 2-2 to Crystal Palace, and we've been average for the last decade. And for the last few years, every time something's went wrong, Granit Xhaka, for the fans, has always seemed to be at the centre of it. He's always one of the first people the fans are looked to and like, you're not doing your job properly. You get out the 11 and let somebody else have a go. So that's why the fans are initially wrong. But Xhaka is not innocent at all in this. Because, firstly, he disrespected the captain's armband, you could say. This is more down to individual interpretation, but when he was giving the captain's armband to Aubameyang, he threw it at his feet instead of just giving it to him. It could be interpreted in a few different ways, but some people would lean towards he's disrespecting the armband. So that's the first thing on Granit Xhaka. Second thing is that he's trudging really, 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 really slowly to get off the pitch. We're 2-2. Why are you going so slow? Like, seriously, like, he should be going off as quick as possible to give us a bit more time at the end. So that probably got the fans really angry. Or probably, yeah, it did get them really angry, in fairness. And then that's what happened afterwards. And then the way Xhaka reacted to the booing, firstly cupping his ears and doing that. What are you thinking? Why would you do that? Why? I don't know. I'd need to find out somewhere. I don't know, from Xhaka himself or whatever. But then after that, this is probably the worst bit. Well, this is the same, but he took his shirt off and just walked down the tunnel. That's as bad, if not worse, as doing that and then shouting "fuck off" afterwards. Like, genuinely, it was just a awful situation all round. And Xhaka's probably going to get some sort of punishment somewhere now from the club or the coach or whatever. He might be stripped of the captaincy, or maybe a game out of the starting of 11, or maybe both. Maybe a game or two out the 11 and stripped captaincy. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw that, but I don't know, man. You gotta feel for Granit Xhaka because it's not criticism anymore. It is abuse. Granit Xhaka gets abuse from Arsenal fans. Well, supposed Arsenal fans. And Granit Xhaka always gets abuse from the Gooners. It isn't the first time. You see it online. When his wife had a baby. Abuse, abuse, abuse. You can't criticise having a baby. It's abuse. End of. There is no criticism in that. It's just abuse. Like, you gotta feel very bad for him. But at the same time, his performances haven't been what we wanted. Not be what he's done for Switzerland. But really, you can't be booing him. Like, why are you booing him? Why? Or why are you abusing him? There's no justified reason. He's done nothing to you. Like, he's literally tried his hardest. And yeah, maybe ability-wise, he's not the best. But he gives it his all. He's a passionate player, I think, Granit Xhaka. He's one of the hardest working in the team. I personally believe that he is. That's probably why Emery selects him so often, or every Premier League game, really. Like, why? I don't think it's his talent that selects him. I think it's how hard he works and his stamina, and that's the type of character Emery likes. He doesn't like these flashy players. He likes these players that are solid in a machine, like cog in a rigid machine, you could say. So yeah, that's what I think Emery likes about Xhaka, and that's why I think he starts all the time. And now, will the fans and Xhaka be able to repair their relationship at all? I would be tempted to say no, because this has been going on for a while now. I think Xhaka's got to really fix his form, and even then I think it'll be hard for the abuse to go away completely. I think just some people just have such an agenda against him that it just won't go away, ever. But for some people, if he starts performing, we'll slowly welcome him to the starting 11. Like, personally, I called for I called for him to be on the bench. I didn't want him in the starting 11 against Crystal Palace, personally. That's not abuse. Like, it's not the people that want him at the starting 11 that are abusing him. It's the ones that are booing him. The ones that are making the stupid comments on social media, being horrible to him for no reason. Not the ones complaining why he's in the 11. That is totally reasonable. Every Arsenal fan has their own opinion. That is an opinion. What is worse is abusing him, booing him, insulting his wife, like stuff like that. Like, why do you do that? That it's not justified. He's not done anything to you. Like, I really don't get it, but that's my thoughts on the situation about Xhaka. And it's came at a bad time, really, because personally, myself and quite a few Arsenal fans have started to go Emery out. So this is like a distraction that could help Emery out a little bit, because I don't think we can make top four with Emery. So now we got this, which is a bit of a distraction to the bigger picture, which is our manager and who should be taking us forward. But anyways, hopefully this can all be resolved, but I'm sure it won't be easy. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in a bit.